Hello everyone, and welcome to Let's Play the Terminator on the Sega CD. I don't really have a history with this game, although I do have a history with the Sega Genesis version. Terminator TM, developed by Virgin Games, it also developed Cool Spot, who is not a virgin because he gets all the pussy. Back in the day, when I was just a wee lad with a Sega Genesis, and there was such a thing still as a local video store, there wasn't a chain store. And even the chain stores are disappearing because of Netflix and Gameplay and shit. But anyway, this is back when they had a crusty old video store with a 2-day rental policy. And one weekend game I rented was the Terminator. Look, the title screen's even tired of being there. It wants to get on with it, and so do I. Let's get it on, start the game. Okay, so this being Sega CD version, there's FMVs, and I'm going to spare you having to watch all these because they're really grainy and hard to tell what's going on, and there's not even any audio other than music, so it's just scenes from the movie. It's not really essential. So here we are, we're Solid Snake, and we got this little pew-pew gun that doesn't really do us much good, so we're going to have to see if we can't rectify that situation. But yeah, anyway, so the game I was stuck with one weekend was the Terminator on the Sega Genesis. And, remember, this was back in the days before internet. You couldn't just look up an FAQ, and I couldn't even get past the first level. I just couldn't figure out where to go, and, you know, it being a 2-day rental, I had to take it back before I could figure out what to do. So that was my weekend wasted, and I never forgave that game. But years later, I did go back and play it and figure out what to do, and that one stage that I couldn't get past, turns out the whole game isn't even that much longer than that. It's only 4 stages and can hardly be considered a game. But you can see that this is a much superior version. It's an actually serviceable run and gun. I mean, it's not super great, and you know, like right now you can see that our firepower is almost adding up to naught as we try to chew through these T600s. They had latex skin. We spotted them in an instant. The 800 series has cloned flesh, sweat, blood, bad breath, everything. Anyway, as Kyle gets shot in the legs here, guns aplenty. So let's use them grenades that we got. And another big draw of the Sega CD version, other than those cinematic masterpieces of FMVs, is that we have CD music, which by Tommy Tallarico, a guy who probably thinks he's a big deal. But we picked up a machine gun power-up, so we're doing a lot better for ourselves now. And luckily you get it very early on, kind of like the long beam in Metroid. Can't believe I just compared this to Metroid, but whatever. You really do want to get it as soon as possible, because that little pew-pew gun, I mean, it doesn't matter how fast you hammer that button, it's not going to fire very rapidly at all. I do advocate wasting grenades against those miniature HK tanks there, because they will instant-kill you if you touch their treads. So, there are a couple of spots which are a little tricky about that, which we'll see in a little while. And against these T600s here, you just want to basically duck, and they dual wield, as you can see, but one arm fires slightly higher than the other one, so hopefully if it's firing that one, it'll go right over your head. And kind of a waste of grenade to take down that turret, because we could have just, you know, gone right down there, but you know, whatever, I don't give a fuck. I gotta save the future, or the past, and stuff. Yes. War is hell. Let's go! Also, neat graphical effects here. Parallax scrolling in the background, as you can see. The color palette is about what you'd expect from the Genesis Mega CD, whatever you want to call it, hardware. But, you know, Snake's pretty well animated. You want to jump down here and get that one up and stuff, and just immediately just get away from those turrets. It's not that hard. That's okay. Aiming in this game's a little weird because you cannot aim in all 8 directions. Like, you cannot aim diagonally downward unless you are on a ladder. And now, you may not think you could, but you want to get down on this fence here because this will take you to a secret power-up stack that you may want to get, and I'll tell you why in a little while here. Ooh, keeping you in suspense, am I? No, not really. Now, this music's pretty good. I mean, it's a little up-tempo and too much going on, really, for the apocalyptic mood we're trying to set here. I can't believe I said apocalyptic without choking on the word like I usually do. Epoxy clips, war and pain! Oh, and these little thingies are checkpoints, so make sure you hit them, because if you die, you want to go back to a spot that's freaking fantastic for all your Terminator shooting needs. But, you know, this music's not so bad. It's not as out of place as some of the other selections on the soundtrack, which we'll get to. And that thing that just wore off, that little Sonic the Hedgehog shield, I'm not going to tell you what that does. Use your imagination. That robot that we just shot in the ass gave us a clue that we can actually pass through this part here. And this game's full of stuff like that, where you can't really tell like what you can interact with and what's just decoration. That fence we climbed down to get those 2 1-ups being a pretty good example of that. Anyway, back to the aiming. You can aim diagonally and to either side when you're on a ladder, but you can't aim straight up or straight down. And also, if you try to jump while aiming up, you'll kind of spaz out when you get to the apex of your jump. It's weird. However, you can lock your shot and not move while aiming if you hold down the button first and then press up or diagonally, but as soon as you press left or right, you'll start moving again. So it's just kind of weird. It's something you'll have to get used to, but it's not going to take that long. Also, being on stairs, you know, whether you're facing up or down the stairs, it'll automatically point your gun in that direction. So that's kind of helpful. Making our way up here and shooting more future Terminators as they're credited in the movie. Which is a good movie. I like Terminator a lot. I dare say that if I had to watch one, I'd prefer it over Terminator 2. Which, don't get me wrong, is a good movie as well, but the first Terminator, it's just got the oppressive atmosphere. The Terminator's actually scary and not just a, you know, either a one-liner spewing machine or a CG effects wank fest, which, again, don't get me wrong, I like Terminator 2. Alright, tricky part here. What you want to do is jump all the way to the side and then immediately lob grenades at that thing, because remember, they will kill you if they touch you. The special effects in Terminator 2 still hold up to this day, and I barely made that jump there, but it's alright. So we are done with level 1, and we get to watch another FMV cutscene, which if you've seen the movie, you probably already know. It's like I said, this is just clips from the movie. They don't really add anything to the game. It's not like the QuickTime events in that Power Rangers game that was on the Sega CD, which had the Dragon's Lair button inputs. Yeah, but the first Terminator is kind of overlooked. It's kind of the Street Fighter 1, I guess you would say, of the Terminator franchise, the MechWarrior 1. Alright, stage 2, we get to rock out to some Motley Crue's Too Young to Fall in Love, and we got this weird graphical effect in the foreground where if you get to a certain point, random skulls out of nowhere, so it's just kind of, it's a neat effect, but it's a little out of place, but that's alright. Oh, shit. And they just keep piling on the Terminators here, and then these robot spiders, which I'm not even sure were in the movie. What is this, Spider Skull Island? I don't even remember what that's from. Adventure Brothers or some shit. Anyway, you want to collect these grenades because you're going to need them. Luckily, if you die, the grenades respawn, but things like health and extra lives do not. But I don't plan to be doing any dying in these first couple of stages. Big words coming from a big man, Captain Insano. If I had not just jumped up here, you might not have known that this is part of the terrain. You might have thought it was decoration, but you do, in fact, need to jump up here in order to progress. And remember to check behind things, also fire bad if Phil Hartman taught us anything, you don't want to step in that. Let's see if I can get in a prime position to fire on this guy. No? Oh well. Let's jump over him. Also touching Terminator's bad idea. Go over here, get some more grenades. Because we are going to need them for this next little part. Immediately what you want to do when you get up here is get at the crest of this hill and start lobbing grenades like a madman and kind of running away, because that HK will rain hell from above in the midnight hour. She cried more and more and more. But that's the only time you'll see that sprite in the whole game, so don't think about it too hard. Oh, Kyle getting shot in the face more. That's a great strategy. Sarah Connor will be forever protected and grateful that you have blocked enemy fire with your fucking weak human flesh. Now this platform right here, I'm sure there's a legit way to get to it by remembering where it is and jumping down, but in fact it's kind of obvious to see where you have to go. But I've also found that you can kind of jump from here and you'll just kind of glitch up onto it, so that's weird, but you know, whatever. It's not like it makes a difference either way. So we've got 9 of oh shit, thought I could get around that guy. We've got 9 Scottie Pippen heads here, so we're doing pretty good. And you're going to need every one of those lives, because while it is generous with the 1-ups, no continues in this game. And so we come to our first real boss, Metal Gear. Basically what you want to do is you just lob grenades like you're playing fucking Metal Slug. Its shots aren't too hard to avoid because it can't really aim at you, and it does just stop when it gets to a certain point instead of coming to crush you like the Tank Dozer in Contra. And that is Stage 2, everybody. So I think I'm going to call this a video. Join us next time when we go back in time to stop Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines from being produced. Later.